I'm Debi Pearl, and this is Mike Pearl, my honey. And we're here today to read a question that's come in from our mail and to answer it. And today's letter is unusual because it's from a young man. We don't get a lot of questions from young men. And so here we go with this question. Dear Mr. Pearl, I've had my eye on this girl for a year. Since I live in a different state, we keep in daily touch with Skype. Her parents are youth directors. Their home is always open to the youth, and a bunch of youth hang out all weekend and have for years. Since this girl was a teenager, several of the same guys that don't seek the Lord spend the weekend evenings there watching movies or playing games. It looks bad. She refers to these guys as her really good friends. A few weeks ago, I asked her point blank if she thought any of these guys were truly seeking God. Her answer was, a little. I think they might be thinking about it. You need to get to know them because they're really sweet. Her choice of best friends gives me pause. I wonder, am I jealous? So I'll tell you, I've gone back and forth as I consider her for my future wife. I know she wonders why I hesitate in popping the big question. But in light of Psalms 1, I wonder why her best hangout buddies are lost guys. I am his servant, seeking first the kingdom of God. Should I go forward?
Where your heart is, who you are is where your heart is. And so if her heart is with lost guys, if you really believe there's a heaven and a hell, if you really believe there's eternity and there's a consequence for the way you live, then how could you have a friend that you didn't share Christ with? If they're not saved, you're going to want to share Christ every time you see them. And if you did share Christ with them every time you see them, they would either become a Christian or they wouldn't come around anymore. But she's allowing these visitors to set the tone of who and what she is, and the young man sees it. I would flee from such a girl myself. I wouldn't have anything to do with her. I just wouldn't trust her. Now, if you feel like God's led you there and your heart's really there, then you need to just sit down and have a heart-to-heart with her and say, why do you have unsaved friends? Why are you not sharing Christ with them? And get to the bottom of it. Maybe she needs some guidance. Maybe she needs some steering. But I'm with you. I would have more than pause. I would just say goodbye, and I'd let her marry one of those guys that she likes so well.
Yeah. I'd say this to older parents that have teenage children. You need to remember your home is a refuge. It's a place of safety, and by setting up an entertainment of your home is a bad way to do it. It's like being Lot. You might say you're ministering, but when children or teenagers come over 3 times straight in a row and they're still lost, but they like to come to your house to hang out, then you don't have a house that is ministering. You have a house that's an entertainment center that is entertaining lost people. They ought not feel comfortable at your place after 2 or 3 times of coming. They should feel either terribly under conviction or just want to leave, because your place should be a sanctuary unto the Lord, and your children should be safe in an environment of growing up to know the Lord.
Yeah, well, sometimes we had lost kids at our house, but our children always knew that they were there for us to minister to them.
That's right.
And they're always kind of on edge. In other words, we're always being careful and cautious, and always looking for opportunity to share Christ. So sometimes there were lost guys who would come around, but if they didn't want to know the Lord, they soon quit coming.
That's right. That's right.
And our daughters never hung out with unsaved guys.
That's exactly
They
right.
didn't even hang out with guys that were saved and not following the Lord. The people they hung out with were people that knew Christ and had the same heart that they did toward the things of God.